minor scales. Now, we've had a introduction on major scales, where major scales are always tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Yeah, very easy to remember. Now, minor scales are a lot more complicated than that. It starts off simple enough. Basically, let's say we have C major. Yeah, it has no sharps, no flats. It's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Very straightforward, all natural notes. Now, the relative minor is always the sixth note of a scale. So in this case, you go 2 notes back from the top. So we had C, we go 1 back, B. BC is a natural semitone, that's important. And we go 1 note further back, so now we end up in A minor. A minor also has no case signature. So a natural A minor scale is exactly the same notes as the C major. Nothing changes. Simple enough, right? Only there is a little problem with it. You see, semitones, they create direction to music, they create tension, and it makes the music always go back to the tonic. The tonic is the first note of scale, so in C major that would be C, but in A minor that would be A. Now there is no semitone leading to A minor, not in the natural one anyway, so let's play A minor. So you have A, B, C, and D. E, F is a semitone. G. Now the last interval is GA, which is a tone. Now, when you create an entire piece in A minor natural like that, it always wants to go back to C major because the semitone suggests C major all the time. So they decided to put a semitone just before the A. Now we ended up with something like this. So A, B, C, D, E, F, and usually it would be G leading to A, but G wasn't leading to A, so they made it G sharp. Now, it created two things. First of all, you have EF semitone, then G sharp. Now, FG is a tone, so FG sharp is a tone and a half. It's an augmented second, just in case you care. Yeah? Now, there's nothing wrong with that scale. It's just sounds very, very different than the major scale. So the contrast between the type of music you would be creating would be very big. So they weren't quite happy with that one either. So they decided to get rid of that tone and a half, that augmented second interval. Now we get to the third of the minor scale. So the first one was the natural, one we just had a look at with the augmented second is the harmonic, and now we get the melodic. So instead of just changing that seventh note, a semitone up, so G to G sharp, they decided to go for the sixth and the seventh note. So F became F sharp, G became G sharp, and A. I'll play it for you. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. Now that Sounds a lot more like classical music. Yeah. Now that's the scale we're going to use most of the time. However, to keep things interesting, on the way down they decided to revert back to the A minor natural. So we had E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now that G sharp had to go back to its original note, G, so the third finger goes a semitone down. That F sharp also has to go down to its natural F. So on the way down it would sound like this. And this is the most commonly used minor scale, but obviously it's made of two different ones. One going up with a high sixth and seventh note, and one coming down with everything the same as the major scale. Yeah. Now a lot of people say pieces in minor scales, they're sad. Because you have so many more notes and intervals to play with, because you can use a combination of all three scales at any time you like as a composer. They are a lot more emotional, that's for sure. It doesn't necessarily make them more sad. It's not like major scales are happy and minor scales are sad, but because you have so many more notes and intervals to play with, you do get more ways to manipulate emotion, and that's important. Yeah. Anyway, that's an introduction to minor scales. It seems very abstract, maybe. There's a lot of information. But it's this melodic minor, which has the high 6 and 7 on the way up, and the natural coming down, which is the one it's most commonly used, and that's also in this third chapter, the one I will be demonstrating. It comes with accompaniment, so you can make little pieces out of it, and with some very simple practice, you can sound pretty awesome. So, good luck with that, and yeah, I'll see you at the first minor scales. Bye.